Hi, I'm Evan Pantazi. Got another question in from a viewer, and please keep them coming because I enjoy breaking these down. I enjoy thinking about them, and I like the correspondence back and forth. It's great to discuss this topic because this is unbelievably important for the martial arts community, and it's also important for historical purposes. We want to get to the base of what the martial arts are about. And it's about attacking the vital targets of your opponent to defeat them. Okay, that's the whole purpose of martial arts. And for the vital structures to have been taken out of the original intent and sidetracked for the sportive aspects, it was just actually a crime, okay? And it went so far that it disappeared. And now that we've brought it back, you can see that it's spreading all over the world. Unfortunately, most people are tied into pressure points in the TCM model because everybody seems to be talking about that. It's an easy concept to get down, pass along, and you can mystify and wow a lot of audience members, I guess, or students by your knowledge of the traditional Chinese medical aspects. However, it's not the real Kyusho. But I digress. The Happy Clam guy asked me, what katas do I work and what forms do I work? And again, I've been a professional for decades, so I've trained many different styles trying to get to the answer. Okay, which I happen to find in Kyusho, but along the way I've studied Bagua, Tai Chi, Tongbei, Xing Yi, some of the Wushu sets. I've studied weaponry. I did the longsword. I've done the Wing Chun and the weapons of Wing Chun, the long pole and the knives. They're dual knives there, and I've studied jujitsu, 3 jujitsu styles. I've studied Kenpo and Kempo. I've studied many different things, karate from Shorin-ryu to Weichi-ryu to Goju-ryu, and I've blended them all together. So what forms do I do? I do a lot of them. I start my day with the Weichi forms. I go through the 4 important Weichi forms that I consider important, the Sunshin, Seisan, Sansei-ryu, and Super Renpai. Then I go into the Goju forms. I also go into the Shurite forms like Nahanchi and Basai. And I keep doing many different versions of some kata. For example, I have a Seisan. Okay, and to me, Hengetsu, which I've been practicing because I've been contracted to do a course on it. I practice that, but I also practice the Weichi Seisan, and I used to practice the Ryukyu Seisan, but I've gotten rid of that because it didn't feel to my body to have the same oomph that the Weichi Ryu Sunshin did, and the hand formations, of course, from the fisted positions. I'm all over the 6G hands, as you probably know, watching the videos here. But the open hand methods of the Weichi system or the Pangai Nun system, to me, has far more possibility, far more potency than the closed-fisted methods of some other arts in that particular kata. What else do I do? The Wing Chun forms, of course. I no longer do the weapons forms. I have no use for them at this particular time. Yeah, it was great for conditioning my hands, my grip, my strength, but I have other methods for doing that right now. Let's see, what else am I going? That's about it, but I do repeat them. I've got about maybe 25 or 30 kata. I'll start the day by doing 3 Sanshins. Now, I mentioned this in another video just recently. I do Sunshin, the Panganun or Weichi kind of style. I don't do it the way the Weichi proponents do it because they're too upright and their body is more akin to the crane aspects. Now I do a version, when I do the form, I do the same form obviously, but I do it with the flavor of the crane, the attributes of the crane. I do it with the attributes of the tiger and the dragon because those are the three animals that their style emulates. So in the beginning I do 7 exercises from Sunshin that I've developed that isolate the muscles and they work it, like the closed gate position here. I will take the thumb on top and I'll push down as I resist with this, but I go all the way down, all the way up to work the bicep on one side, tricep on the other side. Then I'll switch the hand where the thumb is on the top to hold and restrain down to the bottom where now the opposite arm is working on the tricep and the opposite arm is working on the bicep. I have 7 of those type of exercises that go through all the actions of that form, and that's to give my body the muscle integrity and strength development and the actions that the form has in it. And then I'll go through the 3 versions, the crane attribute, tiger, and the dragon. And then I'll go through the Seisan, the Sanseiru, the Super Renpai, then I'll shift over to the Wing Chun sets. I'll do Nahanchi, I do even a Taekwondo form because I'm actually breaking down the 3rd pattern of Taekwondo now. I've done the first 2 and I have to get around. I've been doing this for 2 years now and I have to get to the filming of the 3rd Taekwondo pattern and breaking it down into the Kyusho targeting and weaponry. But there's just too many things I'm doing, so something had to slide. That was it for now. I'll get back to it. I've got a list of the things that I want to accomplish on film. It's just taking a lot of time to do it. And I'm trying to get people here on YouTube now into the Kyusho so they can see the reality. So when they go out on YouTube or when they go out onto the internet, they can see the differences between the styles and decide for themselves what fits them the best, what learning mode fits them the best. So from there I'll go into the Goju forms and some other Chinese forms. So I do a lot of them and then I will repeat the whole set again, doing it a little bit differently so your muscles don't get bored with the action. You don't want to do the same exercise routine day after day after day because then there's no health benefit for you, or there's less health benefit for you. When you change up the muscle application, then your body is under different stress and demand and it adapts better and it becomes more resilient. So you do it that way. One day you'll do it one way, one day you do it another way. Sometimes I do it faster, sometimes I do it slower, sometimes I do it stronger, sometimes I do it just mildly. It all depends on the day, depends on how I feel, it depends on what's going through my mind at that particular time. But what I do for the katas, it's just my own personal tastes. I took off my belt in 2006, haven't put on a belt or a gi since 2006, because I didn't need and didn't want the constraints of a system anymore, or I just needed to be free to experiment and to work with a lot of different arts and cross train with them to see what fit my own personal body. That's the most important concept, is what fits me. But at the same time, because I do teach around the world and teach different stylists from Shotokan to Taekwondo to Krav Maga, I need to be able to relate to all of them. So I need to keep all these katas going, and I need to look at also other things like the defense labs and the original Kisi system. I work with concepts out of that. I work with, of course, Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. I've Kyushoized that. I Kyushoize everything, and that's my common focus. When you have a common focus, it really doesn't matter what you practice, because you have a common thread. So it doesn't matter whether I'm doing it with fists, open hands, 6G hands. I particularly like them, but you can adapt the Kyusho to any particular style: elbows, knees, headbutts. The freestyle action of Krav Maga, where there's no real technique, there's just ideas. Hit them with an elbow, hit them with a punch. you're just working it to adapt it, but everything has that focus. Everything has a target and a tool in place. So no matter what I'm doing, okay, I'm working on my singular art, and that's Kyusho. So thanks for the question. Folks, if you got questions, put them below. Sometimes I go off on tangents like I did on this one and quite a few of the videos as well. But I've seen a lot and I'm doing a lot, and I just want to share my experiences with you. If you have a question on Kyusho or a particular kata or a particular martial arts style, just ask and we'll tackle it together. Thanks for watching.